It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 16 points, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Yeah. James Harden feeling all the feels. Gets in that headspace where he's taking over. He's prolific but also efficient. Terrific first half.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Cleveland?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
NBA on 2K Sports from Cleveland.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter.
Present our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
They'd lost 2 straight coming into this one, and he knew he needed to put his foot down. He's shown leadership tonight, getting them back on the winning track. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on John Beilein's huddle with his team.
Joining us, that'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. We saw Marcus Smart lighting it up in the first half. He had 14 points, 3 steals, and 1 rebound. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
Kenny, what did you think about Indiana?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. See a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an athletic two-way player, and he's shown he belongs.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Marcus Smart.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots.
For our broadcast, for Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
Right there.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll return shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, can't tell you how much it means to us to have you back with us on the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. Means the world, doesn't it?
Miss you.
Yeah.
So big.
It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are leading by 4. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
He's sitting on a double-double, and there's nowhere to go but up for him. We come back right after this.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a
For
bucket.
Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later. A fantastic all-around effort, and we'll be back with you shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drives. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
The break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And don't go away. We'll be right back. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. This guy should be starting, Ernie.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Back right after this.
Gave him a 4-year max money deal. His next chapter is underway as he changed his number to 7.
Monks checked in for the Hornets. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.
Man, you see this so often, league-wide, ending the period with a 3-point attempt.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Chicago was looking great right away. At one point, they had a 9-point lead fueled by some entertaining defensive and offensive plays. They ended up leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Going into the second quarter, they lost a little focus, sacrificed some points, but still finished with a 4-point cushion at the half. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Efficiency, I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that 3. It's not going.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Up front, up 2. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter.
Glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage.
Has a knack for moving to the open spot around that rim.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Jeff Teague.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jim Boylan talking with his team. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking some tough shots. Kevin?
Thank you, David. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time. I won. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. They were in the driver's seat once we got into the second quarter. Their lead is now 8 here at the half, and they've got all the momentum on their side. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
Well, few players have ever burst on the scene the way Donovan Mitchell did. Dominated as a rookie, he continued to build out his game, very aggressive in the first half.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Well, the differential in rebounding was huge, and it goes back to the fundamentals, blocking out and just maintaining position. Instead, they went to the lazy man's route, flying in the air, trying to steal rebounds. Well, that didn't work. No one is going to give you an easy rebound. They need to show some fight.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center.
You can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game, and this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates.
Tonight, folks,
Done
for our
there
broadcast.
perfectly.
For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. With an excellent team performance in the second quarter, they were able to push ahead, scoring easily and defending with a lot more intensity, pushing out to a 10-point lead here at the half. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
They need to make major adjustments on the offense. Whatever their game plan was going into this game, scrap it. It's not been effective. The shots they were taking were not good shots. They need to find a way to spring guys open where they can shoot a better percentage.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
In the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes, and what separates great playmakers.
So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long. Points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. The first half was all about Brandon Ingram. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. In their previous game, He had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave him a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Milwaukee.
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they own the offensive boards.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Driving force for Milwaukee. He provided some serious rim protection in that quarter. Good luck getting a shot over this guy. And we'll be back with you shortly.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that
For Brett
kind of...
Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the
Your
folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
The first quarter didn't play out the way Oklahoma City had hoped. They struggled to find an offensive rhythm or come up with enough stops and sunk into a 7-point hole by the end of the period. A huge turnaround offensively in the second quarter. They shot 60% from the field, and you could sense their confidence surging as well as they made basket after basket after basket after basket after basket. You get the idea. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, they've been pounding. I mean, pounding it in the paint. Not just taking the first three-pointer when it came across. That keeps the defense on its toes.
Shaq, how do you think Sacramento played?
Well, they're definitely struggling with their offensive efficiency. Anytime you're shooting in the low 30s from the floor, you're not going to put yourself in a position to win. They look too predictable right now. They need to do a better job of adjusting to what they're seeing from the defense.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Defensive end every single night.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Oklahoma City out in front. They lead by 11. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
Enough for Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone. They're putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We've got more in store for you right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters, and you got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
Get the tempo quick and the defense on its heels. And it's gotten them up big. And we'll be right back after this.
Terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
This is the versatility you need to play in today's game. Two guards have to be able to make plays for others.
41 left to play in the final quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. It's time, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.